Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Imagine it is August 2nd. Depending on the year you are standing in, you're either watching delegates sign the Declaration of Independence, watching a dictator seize absolute power, or watching a physicist discover antimatter.
Yeah, it is a wild spread of events for just one single day.
Right. So today's mission for this custom deep dive is to synthesize this crazy stack of historical, political, and scientific sources to figure out why this one random square on the calendar acts as a recurring pivot point for human history.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, we have to start with the attempt to quantify reality, I think. On August 2nd, 1776, delegates began signing the Declaration of Independence, but a massive shift in how that new reality was measured happened exactly 14 years later.
Oh, right, on August 2nd, 1790, when the young United States conducted its first ever census.
Exactly, and the numbers are fascinating. They tallied up 3,929,214 inhabitants.
And a really sobering statistic from those historical records is that 17.8% of that population was enslaved.
Yeah, which is the highest proportion ever recorded in a U.S. census. And even with that nearly 4 million number, both George Washington and Thomas Jefferson suspected a massive undercount. I mean, sending guys on horseback across terrible roads to count scattered populations is basically like a modern tech startup trying to do its first massive user audit with zero algorithms, just, clipboards and saddles.
That is a great way to put it. What's fascinating here is how gathering demographic data officially legitimizes a new nation. It moves a country from a philosophical concept, like a declaration on parchment, to a quantifiable physical reality.
Right, you cannot govern or tax or project power until you can accurately count who you are governing.
Exactly. You need the data.
But once a state knows its numbers, the ultimate danger becomes the absolute consolidation and expansion of that power, which brings us to August 2nd, 1934.
Right. The day President Paul von Hindenburg dies.
Yeah, and Adolf Hitler immediately uses that vacuum to legally merge the presidency and chancellorship, cementing his absolute dictatorship as Führer. Then, decades later, on August 2nd, 1990, Saddam Hussein's Iraqi forces invade Kuwait.
And at the time, Iraq was burdened by an $80 billion debt from the Iran-Iraq War. Taking Kuwait meant seizing control over immense oil reserves and the highly strategic Kar Abdullah estuary.
But hold on, saying Hitler or Saddam Hussein were just acting out of economic desperation feels like it's letting them off the hook, doesn't it?
Oh, sure.
Wasn't it just raw ideological greed dressed up as financial recovery?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, autocrats constantly weaponize economic vulnerabilities to justify horrific expansions.
Right.
Germany in the 1930s was still reeling from World War I reparations.
And Iraq in 1990 was drowning in war debt.
Right. When a state's foundation is economically cracked, absolute leaders don't just act on simple greed. They use that financial desperation as the ultimate lever to centralize their own power and launch territorial grabs.
Selling it to the public as necessary survival.
Exactly.
So dictators try to rewrite maps to control reality. But on August 2nd, scientists realized the universe has fundamental rules way beyond human control. And here is where it gets really interesting.
Oh, the 1932 discovery.
Yes, we go to August 2nd, 1932. A researcher named Carl David Anderson is studying cosmic rays and photographs something previously thought impossible, the positron.
Yeah, before 1932, physicist Paul Dirac theorized that antimatter could exist mathematically, but nobody had actually seen it.
Right, just on paper.
Exactly. But Anderson's photograph captured a particle with the exact mass of an electron, but a positive charge instead of a negative one.
It is like finding out every piece of Lego you have ever built with has an evil twin piece. It looks exactly the same, but the moment you snap them together, they completely vaporize each other.
That is a perfect analogy.
Wait, how does finding a mirror particle prove Einstein's E equals mc squared like the physics papers claim?
Because that vaporization, when matter and antimatter collide, it converts their mass entirely into pure energy.
Oh, wow.
And conversely, energy can transform back into mass. Anderson's discovery was the physical proof that mass and energy are just two sides of the same coin, constantly swapping forms just as Einstein predicted.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Why care about August 2nd? I mean, it is not just a quirky calendar coincidence.
No, not at all.
It is a day of invisibles becoming visible, uncounted populations officially measured, hidden autocratic ambitions stepping into the light to permanently alter borders, unseen antimatter caught on camera, fundamentally altering our grasp of reality.
This raises an important question, though. History rarely announces itself while it's happening.
Which leaves you wondering if a random date like August 2nd secretly holds all these timeline-shifting events, what invisible, world-altering discovery or political shift is happening today right under our noses that we will not fully understand for another 50 years?
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments, what would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.